All right, thank you guys. Welcome to our NHL video here today for Monday, March 1st, 2021. And if you're new here, I just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my channel. My name is Brock Page and I do sports picks for free right here on YouTube. If you end up liking what you see here on today's video, please feel free to hit that subscribe button and join the Brock Page family. I'd love to have you. And with that, guys, we're going to go ahead and start with the Hurricanes versus the Panthers, 7 p.m. Eastern puck drop in Florida. Now, the Florida Panthers are minus $1.15 at home. Total 6 goals, juiced slightly to the over. Now, Carolina is the minus 105 underdog on the money line here in this one. Looks like Alex Nedeljkovic projected in the net for the Hurricanes. Chris Driedger for the Panthers. Now, we're coming fresh off a perfect 5-0 Sunday in our 5 premium sports picks on my Patreon website. It's also going to improve our record to 6-0 in our last 6 extra daily picks. That's a tier membership on that page as well. And the good news is access to my extra daily pick on Patreon is just $2.99. Now, the Panthers have lost 2 out of their last 3 contests. One of those losses to this very Carolina squad. The Panthers are scoring just 2.9 goals per contest on their home ice. And they're also giving up 31 shots on goal at home as well. They're taking on a Carolina club who's in the top 10 in road scoring themselves. And they're led by Vincent Trocheck, who scored double-digit goals already this season, along with 7 assists. Meanwhile, defensively, the Canes are in the top 10 in goals allowed, top 10 in defensive shots on goal as well. Alex Nedeljkovic has a .238 goals against and a .914 save percentage in 5 starts for Carolina. Now, total-wise, Carolina is 8-4 to the over in their last dozen road games, 13-7 to the over for the entire season. Meanwhile, the Panthers went 5-1 to the over in their last 6 contests hosting Carolina. I'm going to lean toward the underdog, Carolina Hurricanes, minus 105, and the over 6 goals. Next matchup, Canucks versus the Jets, 8 p.m. East. The Winnipeg Jets are minus $1.35 at home, number 6.5 goals. Now, if you like the Canucks in an upset victory on the road here, they're plus $1.20 on the money line, minus $2 on the puck line. Thatcher Demko slated in net for the Canucks, Connor Hellebuck for the Jets. Now, Winnipeg did see 2 out of their last 3 contests actually get over the total of 6.5 goals. As a matter of fact, the Jets are officially 7-5 to the over on their home ice this season. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we're looking at a Canucks team who's 7-4 to the over in their contests on the road this season themselves. So with that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the over 6.5 goals in that contest. All right, next matchup. Minnesota Wild versus the Vegas Golden Knights, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. The Vegas Golden Knights are minus 135, totals 5.5. And if you like the Wild in an upset on the road, they're plus $1.15 for some money line cash, minus 210 for some puck line cash. Cam Talbot's probable for the Wild, Marc-Andre Fleury for the Golden Knights. Now, the Knights have dropped 2 out of their last 4 contests. They rank in the bottom half of the league in offensive shots on goal. The Vegas Golden Knights have also really struggled with Minnesota in recent history. Just 2-6 straight up in their last 8 meetings with the Wild. And speaking of Minnesota, they're right in the middle of a 6-game winning streak themselves. 7-3 straight up in their road games this season. Minnesota's in the top 10 in road scoring. And they're led by Joel Eriksson Ek, who's got 8 goals thus far in the season, along with a dozen total points. Now, Joel's currently a plus 10 right now. Meanwhile, defensively, Minnesota's allowing just 2.1 goals per contest when they travel. Now, Cam Talbot's 4-2 in 6 starts this season, 219 goals against, 926 save percentage. And when it comes to the total in this one, oddly enough, 4 out of Minnesota's last 5 contests got over the total of 5.5 goals. Vegas is 7-4 to the over at the T-Mobile Arena. I'm going to lean toward the underdog Minnesota Wild plus 115, and the over 5.5 goals. All right, next matchup. Leafs, Oilers, 10 o'clock Eastern puck drop. Now the Toronto Maple Leafs are minus 115 away from home, number 6.5 flat. Michael Hutchinson expected for Toronto, Mikko Koskinen for the Oilers. Now this should be a fun one here tonight. Both teams in the top 10 respectively in scoring. Both teams with some offensive weapons, obviously. Edmonton's currently 7-5 to the over at Rogers Place. Toronto's 5-4 to the over in their road games. Now both clubs are also in the top 10 in scoring in their respective locations. I'm going to go ahead and lean toward the over 6.5 goals in that contest there. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Avalanche versus the Sharks, 10:30 p.m. Eastern start time in San Jose. The Colorado Avalanche, they're minus 140 on the road here. Numbers 5.5 flat. And if you like the Ducks at home, they're plus $1.20 to win it, minus 210 to keep it close. Philip Grubauer's he's the slated netminder for Colorado. Martin Jones for the Sharks. Now Jones has got himself a high goals against average of .339, along with a lackluster save percentage of just .877. The Sharks have lost 3 of 4 at home this season, and they rank dead last defensively in goals allowed at home as well. Now they're taking on a Colorado team who's on a 2-game winning streak themselves, and they went 6-3-1 on the road. Colorado leads the NHL in defensive shots on goal on the road, and they allow just 2.3 goals per contest when they travel. Phil Grubauer's got 10 wins already on the season as a starting goaltender here. 201 goals against, .923 save percentage. Meanwhile, offensively, the Avalanche are ripping nearly 33 shots on goal per contest, and they're actually led by Mikko Rantanen, who's got 8 goals and 18 total points. Now, scoring-wise, 2 out of Colorado's last 3 got over the total of 6 goals. San Jose saw their last 3 straight get over the 6 themselves. The Sharks are also 11-7 to the over through 18 contests as well. I'm going to lean toward the Colorado Avalanche minus 140 and the over 5.5 goals. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into our quick pick recap. Once again, powered to you by my Patreon website, where we went a perfect 5-0 yesterday in our 5 premium sports picks on that Patreon page. That also puts us at 6-0 in our last 6 extra daily picks on that Patreon page as well. I like the Hurricanes minus 105 over 6 goals. I also like the over 6.5 in the Canucks Jets game. Give me the Minnesota Wild plus $1.15 over 5.5. I also like the over 6.5 in the Leafs Oilers contest. And before I give you my next and final free pick for the show, one final reminder to please hit that subscribe button right now. If you enjoyed today's video, give me the Colorado Avalanche minus 140 and the over 5.5. Just a quick reminder here, guys, all the content on my YouTube channel here is for entertainment purposes only. I don't make any guarantees of any kind. And with that, guys, we're going to dive into some shout-outs to our top 10 YouTube commenters over the past couple of days or so. Shout out to SOP LFD Striker, Kevin E. Tandu, Ziggy007, Canyon Rojas, Felix Rodeber, Isaac Gonzalez, William Q, Dope Boy Fresh, Macaroni Tony, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my good friend, Jasmine Cologne. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you guys decide to get a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. So since today's March 1st, this is your max value day. You're not going to get billed again until the end of March if you sign up for a membership here today. Now, if you upgrade, you are going to get, billed the difference. But regardless of that, guys, most importantly, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website. And I'm going to say it. That's patreon.com/BrockPage.